you can scrape the toast.
You're a deep-thinking old goat. That's what you are. You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
Let me tell you something, Mr. Honeywell. You may be my boss, but this time you're going too far.
You're a low-down, conniving cheat. A man who stoops so low to defraud his best friend.
How can you look yourself in the face, you crook? That's what it amounts to. That's what you're doing in this new deal. Stealing. Putting money in your own pocket that rightfully belongs to the firm. One of these days, the long arm of the law will fall on your shoulder.
Oh, no, Dad, no. I won't let the police get you. Quick, pack a few things. I'll get your clothes for you just as soon as you find a hideout.
Hideout? Now, but Margie, wait.
There's no time to lose. You're leaving here at once, and I'm going with you. An Albright woman always stands by her man, right or wrong.
Margie, stop that. I'm not going anyplace. Let me explain.
Oh, I know. You want to confess and take the rap like the brave man you are. Nope, you're going to stay hidden until I find a lawyer. They're not going to send you up the river without a fight.
Margie, now you listen to me. I haven't done anything. It's Mr. Honeywell. I was talking to him in the medicine chest. I mean, I was talking to myself.
Mr. Honeywell?
Yes, I was making believe I was Mr. Honeywell. I wanted to get it off my chest.
You mean Mr. Honeywell has stolen something?
No, of course not. No one has stolen anything.
But you said...
Never mind what I said. You know better than to pay any attention to me when I'm sore about something. You're always off and running before you even know what race it is.
I made a boo-boo. Dad, I was only trying to help.
I know, dear. You're always trying to help. I've got wound stripes to prove it. This is a big business deal. Clients from Texas. Mr. Hawks and his wife, about a big oil lease proposition.
Hawks, I remember. You were mad at Mr. Honeywell because he wouldn't let you go to Texas to close the deal.
Yeah, the old coot is playing it kind of cozy. He's trying to hog it all. He doesn't even want me to meet the Hawkses, and they're right here in New York now on their way back from Europe.
You mean Mr. Honeywell is trying to cut you out of the whole deal? Don't you worry, Dad. I'll think of something to fix his wagon.
As a matter of fact, his wagon is dragging right now. It seems that Mr. and Mrs. Hawks just got back from Europe, hardly speaking to each other, on the verge of divorce. More interested in spiting each other than in signing anything that would give the other a profit. Mr. Honeywell has already boosted his offer twice, but they're so busy scrapping that they won't even listen. Oh, I wish I could get them to sign up with me. I'd show that old pirate up.
Can do. I'm going to help you.
Oh, no, Margie, no. I know what happens every time you try to help me.
But, Dad, this'll be different. This time we'll be working together. You'll be right there to see that nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, but... Got an idea?
Very simple. All we have to do is bring Mr. and Mrs. Hawks together again so you can get their signatures. I've got it. The jealousy angle. If we can make Mr. Hawks think that she's interested in another man...
He'd probably shoot the poor guy. You know those Texans are short on temper and quick on the trigger. You mean me?
Oh, he wouldn't shoot anybody. Don't you understand? He had realized that his wife was dearer to him than he thought and tried to win her back. So he gets her back, and you get the signatures.
Over my dead body. And that's not a firm offer.
Don't you see, Dad? It's simple psychology.
Well, get yourself another psycho.
You're going to listen to me if I have to talk all day and all night.
And you know something? She'd do it, too.
Now, please, Mr. Hawks and Mrs. Hawks, let's talk this thing over sensibly.
Mr. Honeywell, you're spitting into the wind. Well, this here woman ain't got no more sense than a Texas Jack with his tail on fire.
I sure didn't have my thinking brains with me when I married you. When that padre said, dust thou, I should have dusted out then and there.
Please, folks. My secretary is getting the papers ready to sign if you'll just...
The only papers I'll sign are divorce papers. I'm fixing to get rid of this ornery old windsucker pronto.
But this deal could make a fortune for me. I mean, it could make $1 million for us.
Million? What's a measly little old million? Back home in Texas, that ain't even bragging money, let alone folding.
I'll see if that girl's got those papers ready to sign.
Marty, you did yourself proud. We got the old geezer believing and grieving.
If we can keep him worried, I reckon he'll come up with an even better offer.
Yeah, I guess us poor old critters from out west have got a few schemes these Easterners ain't quite up to. We'll just keep on fighting and let him talk us into signing when the price is right. Look here, Marty. This Albright's the fellow that wrote us about the deal, ain't he?
That's the name, all right, but I didn't know what he looks like. Looks right nice. That must be his daughter.
Something fishy about this. We never met Albright. Honeywell's done all the talking. I wonder if they're fixing up some slicker trick.
Well, just let him try. We'll take care of this Albright if he shows up.
No use arguing. I ain't gonna sign no papers that'll make you a cent.
Well, I don't want your money. All I want's a lawyer.
Yeah, please, folks. It'll only take a minute to sign the deal. I know a good lawyer, and we'll take care of it on the way over.
But I don't want no foreign lawyer. I'm getting me a Texan.
Yeah. Now, wait, please. I'll pay you more. I'll bring the new contract over to your hotel, okay?
Well, if you insist. But you'll have to up the ante plenty. She's a right ornery critter.
When Mr. and Mrs. Hawks come in, will you please point them out to us?
Yes, madam.
My, Dad, how you can wear a uniform. When you were overseas, I'll bet you gave every girl in Europe a big thrill.
Ain't they the two in that picture? You know, the Albrights.
Sure is. What's he doing in that get-up?
Are you sure that this jealousy angle will really work?
Well, it has since the beginning of time. All you have to do is let Mr. Hawks see you fascinating Mrs. Hawks. She'll never suspect a British officer of wangling a pickup. Then we'll bring them together and get their signatures before they know what's happened to them.
Well, now, that's right nice of them to let us in on the plot.
Well, you go on. I'll sit down at the table casual-like and wait for the colonel.
I'll wait in the lobby for the girl. Try to get them up to our suite. We'll show these Easterners what happens when East meets West.
There is Mr. Hawks and his wife.
Thank you, waiter.
Thank you.
Come on, Dad. Stiff upper lip an old bit. Carry on an old bit.
Dash it all if it isn't Lady Agatha. Fancy meeting you here. Extraordinary, what? I thought you were still in India. Or was it Africa? Or perhaps Burma?
More than likely, it was Amarilla. I am not Lady Agatha. That's for dang sure.
I would have sworn you were she. I never forget a face.
Neither do I.
By Jove, I was sure you were Aggie. She was the most beautiful woman in London. I shall never forget how I met her. She was walking in the square.
Piccadilly.
I certainly did. I say, old gal, if you must have champagne, that cafe was simply bulging with bubbly.
Now, Colonel, you just hush. This'll be nice and cozy.
Oh, why are you looking at me like that? What's the idea?
Well, I ain't got no etchings for you to look at. I'm a Texas gal.
You can't imagine how this little old Texas gal felt when she saw that big old 10-gallon hat a sashaying across the lobby. I just had to say howdy. I was that hankering for a sight of home folks.
Well, now, ma'am, if you felt like old Clem Hawks when he seen you slope up to him, you're as happy as a heifer hop deep in wet grass. What do you say your name was?
Margie, my friends all call me Margie.
Oh.
Except them that call me Margie Bell, Clara May, Susie Q, Laura Lou Smith, which is rightly my full name.
Well, Margie Bell, we'll just mosey up to my spread and set a spell. You know, I'm just bone hungry to hear some Texas talk, too.
Couldn't we palaver down here just as well?
Now, child, don't you fuss. We got a lot of chinning to do. I'm just being neighborly, that's all.
Dear lady, you've got me all wrong.
Don't be so shy, Colonel. I ain't gonna hurt you.
I did.
Home, home, rain.
Oh, my husband! In the nick of time, if you ask me. Oh, what am I saying?
Home, home, home.
Quick, in there.
Here we are, Margie. Come right in. Come right in.
Small foxhole, what?
If my husband comes in here, you duck out that window.
Righto. Wait. What floor are we on?
11.
Jumping jackrabbits. My wife.
Your wife?
She's a true Texas sidewinder. Always rattles before she strikes. Quick, in there. I hear somebody in the bedroom.
No, don't go in there.
Stand aside, woman. I'd have sworn some hyena was sneaking around in here. Speak up, woman.
No, I swear. It must have been a noise from the street.
Yeah? Well, I'll fix that.
Somebody's in here.
Maybe it's the maid.
It dang well better be.
Miserable coyote.
No, Clem, no. You got enough notches on that hog leg of yours.
Kneel us head and make it a short prayer.
Mr. Honeywell, old pal, old friend, save me. Tell that maniac in there who I am.
You crazy? That'd louse up my whole deal.
So, Mr. Honeywell, this varmint's a friend of yours, eh?
What are you talking about? I never saw that silly face before in my whole life.
Well, you're seeing it now for the last time. I'm going to ventilate this hombre. He's solid, my honor.
Whose service is he going to? Anybody I know?
Mine.
Dad's lost his job, and it's all my fault. Well, that's par for the course.
Well, stop worrying, honey. Everything will be all right. You were only trying to help me. It wasn't your fault that I went haywire.
Oh, Mrs. Odetts, I'm so miserable.
Stop sniffling, Margie. You'll figure a way out. You always have.
I've tried everything I can think of, except one thing, the truth.
Well, they say the truth never hurt anybody yet. Of course, I can't speak from personal experience.
That's what I aim to do. I'll explain to the Hawkses. They're Texans, and Texans have a sense of humor, and if they'll understand, Mr. Honeywell will have to, and why haven't I ever tried the truth before?
Those things come late in life to a woman, if at all.
I sure got a bang out of the look on Albright's kisser when I pulled the prop gun on him.
I gotta hand it to you, Duke. You should have been an actor.
What do you think I've been doing? Hey, I'm about ready to flip. I'm sick of playing a big Texas ham.
We'll get a bite to eat and then shove off for Honeywell's office. He's really softened up now that he thinks Albright's fouled up his deal.
We sure played it smart. But we better make the kill before he finds out the oil lease is on Indian land.
Like they say, partner, he'll just have to give it back to the Indians. Come on, Clem, I'm hungry.
Thanks to you, Albright, I had to up my offer another 20% of all the idiotic, asinine, moronic, words fail me.
That's good.
Say, if you had one more hole in your head, you could blow through it like a trombone. Yes? Oh, yes, by all means, put 'em on. It's Hawks. Wait a minute, I'm not through with you yet. Hello, Mr. Hawks. Yes, of course. You what? Great. I'll have the papers all ready in an hour. I'll be waiting. Goodbye. They're going to sign after all.
Then you were just kidding about that ex-employee business?
When it comes to you, Albright, I have no sense of humor. Yes? Who? No, I don't want to talk to Miss Albright. And don't put any more of her calls through. And don't let her set foot in this office, understand? Now, that's an order. When it comes to which Albright I'm the maddest at, I run into a Mexican standoff.
Now see here, Mr. Honeywell. Margie was not to blame for what happened today.
Oh, so you admit it as one of your screwy ideas.
Well, not completely, not entirely, not exactly.
Excuse me, Mr. Honeywell, but Miss Margie wants to talk to Mr. Albright on the phone.
Tell her I'm busy.
But she insists on talking to somebody. She says it's urgent. Something about the Hawks deal.
Yeah. What? Why, that little... Say, if you so much as say hello to that girl before this deal is wrapped up, you're fired, understand?
Yes, sir. Tell her I'll talk to her when I get home.
And Miss Hanson, see that the phone in Mr. Albright's office is disconnected immediately.
Yes, sir.
Well, at least I've got an office.
Yeah, temporarily. You're going to be a hostage, Albright, until the Hawks deal is wrapped up. If everything goes okay, you still got an office. But help me, if anything happens...
I know, words fail you.
Yeah.
Mr. Honeywell's given orders not even to let me in the office. Mrs. Odetts, I've got to get through to Dad some way and warn him about those phony Texans.
So, the two Hawks turned out to be a couple of vultures. Quit worrying, Margie. It's old Honeywell who's going to hatch the rotten egg.
Now, it'd serve him right, but that won't help Dad get his job back. There must be some way.
The nerve of those crooks. Trying to make a deal on oil land that's owned by the Indians. Now, that really riles me. I got Indian blood in me myself, you know.
I didn't know that.
Yup. Born in Oklahoma. My mother was Indian, my father a railroad man. And that makes me half Cherokee and half Union Pacific.
Well, I think I've got it. We'll make those crooks give themselves away.
Swell, Margie. But how?
Dust off your tomahawk, Mrs. Odetts. We're going on the warpath.
Miss Hanson, have you got those papers ready yet? And when a loudmouth with a big horsey woman comes in, that's the Hawks. Send them in.
They're standing right here, Mr. Honeywell. I'll send them in.
I don't mind you calling me loudmouth, but I don't admire that remark about my wife looking like a cayuse. Texas horses run lean.
That didn't come out right, partner.
That's just a joke of mine. I knew you folks were out there all the time. Now, let's get down to business. Miss Hanson, have you got those papers ready? You know, I'm having them redrawn. New terms, you know.
Well, I reckon the missus ain't aiming to take offense.
Long as you was just joking.
Well, that's fine. Now we'll sit right down over here. There you are, Mrs. Hawks. Well, I'm glad to see you two in such good spirits. Nothing can keep us from getting the deal signed now that you've stopped fighting with your horse. Your horse. Miss Hanson, where are those papers?
I just finished them, sir. Excuse me, Mr. Loudmouth.
There's not a straight man in the place.
Well, shall we make our X's on that little old contract?
Yes, indeedy. Here you are, Mrs. Hawks. Right here in your own little girlish hand. And now you, Mr. Hawks. Or should I call you partner?
Call me anything you like, as long as they don't call me and say your check's no good.
My check? Yeah, well, I've got to keep up my end of the bargain, don't I? Here you are, my own personal check, all right?
You didn't sign it.
I didn't? Well, if I'm not the old rattlebrain.
No, you can't go in there. Mr. Honeywell's busy.
One side, squaw, catch 'em heap trouble.
How?
And how?
What the, who, the, where, the...
Me, Little Bear. This my father, Big Bear. We come see him about oil land that belong 'em to Injuns.
What's this nonsense about Indian land? I just signed a deal for a lease on... What's that?
Him rich Indian, wear 'em electric blanket. Big Bear used to hot Texas weather, wearing this when come 'em east. Excuse me plug 'em in. Ixnay ante itflayer idlay.
Look here. You're interrupting a big deal.
Deal no good. Paleface try to swindle Injuns. These two heap big crooks.
No Injun's gonna call me a crook. We made our deal. Let's slope out of here.
Phony Paleface no leave 'em teepee. We scalp 'em. What do you know? Him got convertible top. Look, Big Bear. We too late. Him already been scalped.
Oh!
We make 'em trade. You buy 'em back skull blankets.
Give me that.
Take 'em. Call 'em police.
Police, I'll get 'em riot squad.
Drop the phone, Buster, and lay off the cops. You got nothing on me.
Nice going, Dad. Your idea worked like a charm. Those crooks are washed up, and you did the laundry. You sure saved Mr. Honeywell a lot of money.
I did? I mean, I did. Yes, sir. Old Trigger Mind Albright, they call me. What'd I do?
All right, I don't know how to thank you.
If Mr. Honeywell had consulted you in the first place, this never would have happened.
That's right, Mr. Honeywell. If you hadn't been so greedy, if you'd been willing to share with your loyal associates the rewards of honest toil, you'd be able to look in the mirror without flinching. Much.
I hate myself.
And remember, in the future, don't make any deals without first consulting me. I'll handle it. With Margie's help, of course.
And don't forget, Big Bear, your